95% of people fail to hit their goals in the gym due to three main reasons. They lack consistency, the ability to stay consistently going and training in the gym. They lack intensity, training with any genuine effort and actually progressing. And finally, most people have unrealistic expectations and set impossible goals that were never even possible for them in the first place. The content I discussed in this video was learnt through lots of time, lots of personal mistakes, and lots of hard work, which means this video will save you a future headache if you just listen to what I'm trying to say and avoid making my same mistakes. Also, towards the end, I give a bonus reason people don't hit their goals, so make sure to stay till the end to find out what that is. Today, I'll be discussing techniques used to address these 3 points, explain each point in detail so that you understand why it's a problem, how to fix it, and I'll also give you actionable advice so you can actually hit your goals. If you're new here, my name's Jacob. I've been training for just over 3 years now, and my mission is to help you guys build the physique you want, avoid making the same dumb mistakes that I did, and help you guys hit your goals, whatever they may be. So without further ado, let's get into the actual video now. Truth number 1, consistency. So who do you think is gonna get better results? The guy who trains once every 3 weeks, he has perfect sleep, routine, he's doing literally everything perfect, but only goes once every 2-3 weeks. Or the guy who's been in the gym for years, trains 5 times a week, but just has a basic fundamental knowledge of training and the gym. The answer is, of course, the guy who consistently goes. He will crush the guy who has the perfect plan just due to the simple fact of consistency. Consistency is by far the most widespread and common problem people have. They use motivation and other resources to go for a few weeks or maybe even a few months, but then they just fizzle out and they stop going and they've just wasted their time for nothing. What they need to do is have a plan, they need discipline, and they need to make going to the gym an actual habit. This is a major problem due to the fact you don't give the results enough time to compound. The compounding effect is real. If you go to the gym for a long period of time, your efforts are going to compound and result in your efforts being rewarded. If you go once every 2 weeks or once every when you feel like it, those efforts are never going to compound. They're never going to. All your gym sessions stack up and then your results will start coming through. Like on the first session, on your first workout, you're not gonna get the results. On the second session, you're not gonna get the results. On the third session, you might see slight differences. On the fourth, the fifth, you won't see any noticeable difference, but go 100 times. You're gonna notice real difference then. It's not after you go a multitude of times, that's when you start seeing the difference. You simply won't get the results because you're not putting the reps in. It's as simple as that. To remain consistent, I made a full video just detailing consistency. So after this video, if you want to watch it, you can. But just to quickly list off the main points of that video, you need to set an actionable goal and make a plan to follow through on that goal. You want to schedule your workouts. And if you say you're gonna go, you go. If you schedule workouts 3 times a week, you say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're gonna go after work on all of those days, you go after work on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just that simple. You don't let excuses and bad thoughts come in, you just go. Make going to the gym as easy as possible and reduce the friction it takes to actually go to the gym. Also, having the right mentality is important. If you miss a workout, you're not a horrible person, you're human, but afterwards, you go that next day. You don't let bad results start compounding. You go that day after. You've had 1 day off, okay? Who cares? Get back on it. And finally, going with friends is a simple but effective tip I used to remain consistent. Truth number 2, intensity. So what do you think is going to be more effective for muscle growth? Stopping as soon as the weight gets challenging and not progressing year round, or training until you physically can't get any more reps in you and you're constantly applying progressive overload so that month to month you're lifting heavier weights? The answer here is obvious. So when you've been in the gym for enough years, you've seen the same people for those select years, and you've also noticed they look the exact same. Their physique hasn't changed or evolved or gotten any better. They look the exact same. Do you want to know what they all have in common? That thing they have in common is, as soon as their reps get challenging, they stop. As soon as you need to put in any genuine effort, they stop the rep. Like, I've seen people do light curls for like 12 reps. As soon as they start any slowdown, any rep slowdown, they stop. They cut the set done, and then they just kill their progression. They just kill their gains. You don't want to be like that. You want to train with progressive overload in mind, progress in weights, and you want to hit those challenging weights. You want to make these sets hard. These reps need to not look like you can have a normal conversation. Put some genuine effort in, and the results will be what you desire. This is a problem because after a few months of newbie gains, training like that will not get you any results whatsoever. To address this, it's actually more simple than the other two. Train harder than you normally do, or as Greg Doucette would put it best, train harder than freaking last time. God, the amount of times I've heard that. It is good advice though. For example, right now you do a 3x15 with a 20 kilo barbell curl, and you never add any more reps, you never progress or do anything with it. Right now, the next actionable step for you, for example, you normally do a 3x12 with 20 kilos on the barbell curls, for example, but you never increase weights, you never increase reps. What I want you to do for the next set you do, I want you to up it to a 3x15. That will immediately improve the challenge and improve the gains from that. So basically, just increase the number of sets, increase the reps, increase the weight. You can slowly do it over a longer period of time, and that is the goal. Or even just train until you physically can't get any more reps. That works way better than you'd think. Some people absolutely look massive and all they do is train till failure. That's all they do. But it bloody works. But there are a few caveats to training with higher intensities. Always use good form, train hard with strict form. Like, look at my curls here, for example. I am struggling, these are not easy reps, but the form itself is really good, despite how much effort I'm putting in. That's the goal of it. You don't want to be that guy that's training really hard, but is swinging his arms like an idiot, and is using all hips. You don't want to be that guy. So you probably just pictured that, and you just cringed at the thought of it. Don't do it. Also, there are a few exercises you shouldn't train balls to the walls on. These are your really heavy compound exercises like squat, bench, deadlift, barbell row, but you can train intensely where you physically couldn't do another rep on isolations like cable rows, bicep curls, or cable extensions. And even some compounds like pull-ups are fine. So basically, bring the intensity and use progressive overload. Truth number 3, unrealistic expectations. You see fitness models on your social media all the time and unconsciously compare yourselves to them. But a question for you is, do they even really look like that? The answer is no. This is because social media is a lie. They only present their 1% as their whole reality. To accomplish this, they use techniques like water cutting, where they remove a lot of the water in their body, which dehydrates them and makes them look a lot better. They use the best lighting available that makes you look ridiculous. And of course, they have a massive pump. So what you're seeing is not reality. It's not even them. And of course, there's something called Photoshop. Don't know if anyone's heard of that, but people Photoshop. They edit their pictures to look better. They use filters. It's not realistic to compare yourself to anyone on social media because they're all hiding behind good lighting, filters, Photoshop, something. Also, the best of all is fake naturals. The people that claim they are natural when they are not, and they take some sort of performance enhancing drug. An example of this is Liver King. He swore by it that he was natural for years until he was exposed by More Plates, More Dates. That is a lot more common than you think. There are a lot of fake naturals in this industry. With all this BS that's going on in social media, do you think this has warped your perception of what's naturally possible? The answer is yes, 100%. Due to all this and through no fault of your own, your goals may have been simply unattainable because what you wanted was someone with edited physiques and that were on performance enhancing drugs, and that without them you will never look like that. And maybe that's why you're disappointed that you haven't reached your goals. Your goals were never even achievable in the first place. Honestly, your results could even be really good, and if you're never on social media, you'd be so happy with your results. To try and avoid this trap, I would set realistic natural goals based on people I know that are natural. People like Alex Leonidas, Jeffrey Verity Schofield, and Jeff Nippard. Those three I know are natural, and are also good sources of information, which is a bonus. But yeah, compare yourself to real naturals, and just be aware that when you're looking at things on social media, they don't even look like that themselves. So just take into account it's a lie. Just as long as you understand that, you should be all good. If you enjoyed my video, I made another video detailing 7 pull-up mistakes to killing your pec gains. And if that sounds interesting to you, click the link either here or here. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Later, guys.